Now let's factor some trinomials. Here's a trinomial. It has three different terms. The first term has something squared, some variable squared. The second term has a variable that's just the power of 1. And then at the end we have a constant here. When we're factoring these trinomials, the first thing you need to do is take the first number, a, and the last number, the constant, c, and multiply them together. Then we're going to find the factors of that product and see which ones add up to our middle term coefficient b. And those numbers are going to go inside of the parentheses with x. So here we go. Here's our first trinomial. N squared plus 12n plus 27. Now, although it doesn't show it here, it's like there's a 1 kind of hidden there. So the first thing that we're going to do when we factor this trinomial is multiply the first number, the first coefficient, by the constant that's at the end. So 1 times 27 is 27. I need to see what are the factors of 27. I'm going to put m for multiply. What multiplies to 27 that adds up to our middle coefficient, 12. So over here I'm going to list out all of the factors of 27 and see which ones will get me to 12 when I add them together. So I could do 1 and 27. I could do 3 and 9. Those are the only factors of 27. Now I need to see, when I add the factors together, which ones get me to 12. Well, 1 plus 27 is 28. I don't want that. 3 plus 9 is 12. That's what we want. So now I'm going to put my parentheses. And at the beginning of each parentheses, I'm going to put the variable that we're working with. So here we've got n. And then I'm going to put the two numbers that I decided are the factors of 27 that add up to 12. Since they're both positive, I'm going to put plus and plus. And then my numbers are 3 and 9. Now in this situation, it doesn't matter which order you put your factors in. You could have also written n plus 9 and n plus 3. It doesn't make a difference which order you put it in, but those are our factors. Here we've got m squared minus 4m minus 45. I've got 1 times negative 45, so I need to see what multiplies to negative 45 that adds up to that middle number, negative 4. I'm going to go ahead and put my parentheses, so we have m and m. Now, we need to multiply to a negative number. So a positive times a positive is positive, a negative times a negative is positive, but a negative times a positive is negative. So I know in my factors, I'm going to do m plus something, and I'm going to do m minus something. So let's list out our factors of negative 45 that get us to negative 4. I'm just going to list the factors of 45 and know that in the back of my head, one of those things has to be negative and one of them has to be positive. So our factors of 45, 1 and 45, 3 and 15, 5 and 9. Those are all the factors. Now, keeping in mind that one has to be positive and one negative, which ones can get me to negative 4? Negative 1 plus 45 is 44. 1 minus 45 is negative 44, so that's not going to work. Negative 3 plus 15 is 12. 3 minus 15 is negative 12, so that's not going to work. Negative 5 plus 9 is 4, but 5 minus 9 is negative 4. I want that negative 4, so I want my 5 to be positive and my 9 to be negative. Those are my factors. Now we've got x squared minus 11x plus 30. I need to see what multiplies to 1 times 30 is 30. That adds up to negative 11. I need my product to come out positive, but what I'm adding to is supposed to be negative. So I'm going to do x minus something times x minus something, because a negative times a negative is a positive, and a negative plus a negative is still a negative. So my factors of 30, 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. Now, both numbers have to be negative here. Which ones get me to negative 11 when I add them together? That's my negative 5 and my negative 6. So my factors here are x minus 5 and x minus 6. Now if you're not sure if you're getting these factors right, you can always FOIL, you can always redistribute these binomials and see if you get back to your original one. If you did, great. If not, you might have messed up somewhere and you need to go back and fix it. In number 10, I'm going to put it in standard form first. So I'm going to rewrite it as m squared plus 10m plus 24. That way I don't get confused with what needs to be multiplied and what needs to be added. So I need to see what are the factors of 24 that add up to 10. Now I'm either going to have both negative or both positive. So down here, since what I'm adding up to needs to be positive, I need them both to be m plus something. Factors of 24 include 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. When I add them together, I need to get to 10, so that's going to be 4 and 6. So my factors here are m plus 4 and m plus 6. Again, the order does not matter. We could have done m plus 6 and m plus 4. No difference.